Our top focus on the big story. A massive blaze was reported from a mall at Greater Noida, right next to Delhi. In an attempt to escape the raging fire, an individual jumped from the building, injuring his head and the spinal cord in the process. Two others were seen hanging from the parapet. The victim has been rushed to the hospital and 3 people have been injured, and the fire has been doused for now. Now, meanwhile, the preliminary reports suggest that the fire originated from a short circuit. Shivani is joining us live on the broadcast. Shivani, a massive fire was reported from a mall at Greater Noida, and in an attempt to escape the fire, an individual jumped from the building, injuring his head and the spinal cord, and others were also seen hanging from the parapet.
Exactly. We are right now at the same venue where this fire took place, and now the fire has been doused off. But there was a lot of chaos, and we saw how there were men who wanted to escape the fire, and they jumped off this particular building on the 3rd floor in the Galaxy Plaza in Greater Noida West. There are some people with us who were here when it all happened. And what was the scene like? आप उस वक्त यहाँ पे थे, क्या हो रहा था यहाँ पे?
यहाँ पे काफी भीड़ वगैरह थी। हम ऑफिस में थे, हम निकल के आए तो 2 बंदे ऊपर से लटके हुए थे, एक लड़की थी और एक लड़का था। तो दोनों ने पकड़ा हुआ था, काफी धुआं निकल रहा था, धुआं वगैरह काफी था। तो बंदे ने देख के काफी गद्दे वगैरह लेके आए, वो बिछाए, और उसके बाद भी लड़की का हाथ छूटा था और लड़की तो बच गई थी, लड़के के काफी लगी हुई थी ऊपर से गिरते।
So the boy who jumped off was grievously injured and he has been taken for treatment, but as what we know that there has been no casualty so far, and that's what the police officials who are also here have also reported, that the fire was doused out and the casualties have not been reported, but there was a lot of chaos, and the visuals which we saw were quite worrisome. And this was the building on the 3rd floor where we see that the glass was broken to douse off the fire so that the people can be rescued from this particular building. And this is a busy place, but thankfully at that moment when the fire broke out, not much people were there on that particular floor, but 3 people have been injured. They've been taken for treatment. No casualties reported so far, and the fire has been doused out.
Shivani, the person who we saw directly jumped from the building, he has injured his head and the spinal cord in the process. He's been taken to the hospital. What are the details that you're gathering as far as the health of that individual is concerned?
See, as we can see in the pictures, that individual who jumped is injured seriously and he has been taken to the hospital. He's undergoing treatment. The doctors will have to see the situation, but he has hit his head on the ground. Though people out here, they try to help him with the mattresses and whatever they could do at that moment. But yes, certainly that person has been injured seriously. आप उस वक्त यहाँ पे थे, आपको क्या लग रहा है कितना मुश्किल वक्त था और काफी अफरा तफरी थी, और जो कूदे ऊपर से उन लोगों को काफी चोट लगी है?
एज यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पर जो कांच के टुकड़े गिरे हुए हैं, पहले तो यहाँ पर एक महिला थी जिनका हाथ फिसल गया था, उस वाले वो गिरी थी वहाँ से। उसके बाद एक अंकल थे, जैसे कि आप बाइट में देख सकते हैं।
क्या यहाँ पे लिफ्ट्स वगैरह नहीं है?
लिफ्ट्स हैं, उस समय इतना भागा दौड़ी में कोई यूज नहीं कर सकता ना।
कितने लोग रहे होंगे ऊपर? आई
थिंक मैक्स टू मैक्स होंगे 3 लोग थे।
3 लोग फंसे हुए थे। और फ्लोर पर कितने लोग होते?
फ्लोर पे कितने लोग थे टोटल?
टोटल 6-8 मेंबर थे जो फ्लोर पर थे, बाकी बाहर 6 या 8।
तो 3rd फ्लोर पर दुकान है, क्या है?
ऑफिस है, प्रॉपर्टी के ऑफिस है, उसमें 2-4 लोग ऑफिस है, बाकी फ्लोर खाली है। 2 या 3 ऑफिस खुले हुए हैं जिसमें ओपन थे।
शॉर्ट सर्किट
हुआ है इसमें।
So you see, there were around 68 people who were on the floor that time, and they tried to escape. And in that process, there was chaos. 3 people who were there, who were seen in the visuals also, they tried to jump off this glass window and they hurt themselves. They are undergoing treatment, but so far no casualty has been reported. And it also shows that the lifts, they were not sufficient enough for the escape of 68 people. In the case of that particular fire, there was a lot of chaos. People out here, they tried to help those people who were stuck there. They brought mattresses to save that person, but he is seriously injured and has been taken to the hospital.
Well, Shivani, when we come across such situations, especially in malls at prime locations, we expect that the fire evacuation system will be very good. But when it comes to such scenarios where in a desperate bid to avoid, suffocation in those areas, people have been forced to jump off the buildings, and even if it is at a even if the floors are very high, they are jumping from those buildings because somewhere there is a problem in the system.
Exactly. There should be certain norms and security equipment to help those people who were stuck in fire. But certainly, as we saw in the pictures, these persons, the two boys, in fact, and one girl, they tried to jump off this building, and perhaps they did not find the way out when the fire was on. We could also see smoke, black smoke, and in most of the cases when in such fire incidents, we've seen that suffocation happens. People try to rush out. They are not able to find their ways, and there must be some kind of arrangement for the easy exit of these people who are stuck in this situation. But it seems that these measures were not taken into account, and that's why this kind of situation has happened, where the people who were on the third floor had to escape by jumping, and they had no other route to come out of this particular building.
Absolutely. Shivani, many thanks for joining us and giving us the details from the ground. It is to be seen what comes as far as the preliminary report, which is going to suggest exactly the cause of fire, which is, of course, the short circuit, which we are getting to know. Thank you. And let's shift our focus.